This might be the wildest transfer story of the entire summer. Less than a month ago, French point guard Sylvain Francisco signed a 3-year deal with ASVEL Villeurbanne, presented as the cornerstone of the club's big rebuilding project. Fast forward just a few weeks, and he's already gone, having completed a stunning whirlwind move to Panathinaikos instead. This isn't just one signing. It's the final piece of one of the most aggressive roster overhauls in EuroLeague this offseason, and it comes with a legendary coach returning home to oversee it all. Let's break down everything that's happened in Athens this summer, and exactly who Panathinaikos just landed at point guard. Francisco's path here has been anything but conventional. Born in Créteil, France back in October of 1997, he holds both French and American citizenship and is of Angolan heritage through his parents. He came up through the youth academies of Paris Basket Racing, Villemomble Sports, and AL Roche-La Molière, before moving to Florida in 2014 to continue his development at Elevate Sports Institute, Liberty Christian Preparatory School, and West Oaks Academy. He eventually made his way back to Europe and spent years bouncing between clubs trying to find the right fit, with stops at Rouen, Manresa, and Paris Basketball, even squeezing in a brief cameo with Alba Berlin and a look with the Milwaukee Bucks during Summer League back in 2022. It wasn't until a strong 2022-23 season with Peristeri in Greece, where he averaged nearly 14 points a game, that things really started clicking. From there, he signed with Bayern Munich, where in 2023-24, he won the German Cup and was named Final Four MVP, clear evidence that his game was rounding into real EuroLeague form. Then came Zalgiris Kaunas, and that's where Francisco truly turned into one of the best guards in Europe. His first season in Lithuania in 2024-25 saw him average 14.1 points a game. But it was this past 2025-26 season that made him a star. Across 42 EuroLeague games, he averaged 16.5 points, 6.5 assists, and 2.9 rebounds in under 28 minutes a night, shooting efficiently from the field and beyond the arc. He was named to the All-EuroLeague first team, finished as the runner-up in EuroLeague MVP voting, led Zalgiris to the Lithuanian League Championship, and won back-to-back King Mindaugas Cups while collecting Finals MVP honors in the Lithuanian League for the second consecutive year. This was a complete franchise engine-level season from a guard who spent years bouncing around looking for exactly this kind of opportunity. And that brings us to the genuinely bizarre part of the story. Coming off that career year, Francisco signed with ASVEL, his home country's club, as the marquee addition meant to headline their rebuild. But financial difficulties at the French club forced a sudden reversal, and Panathinaikos pounced, reportedly paying a buyout in the neighborhood of 450,000 euros to pry him away and lock him into a 3-year deal, reported to be worth more than 10 million euros. The entire move happened almost overnight. Francisco was literally on holiday in Mykonos when the deal came together, and he hopped on the first flight to Athens to get it done. Greeted at the airport by the club's director of scouting and team personnel and their team manager before completing his medical exams. By his own account, the whole transfer came together in just a matter of hours. He never played a single official game for ASVEL. Instead, he's now a Panathinaikos player. Physically, Francisco stands 185 centimeters. A true, do-it-all point guard who has clearly grown into a complete offensive weapon, someone capable of scoring in bunches while also setting up teammates at an elite level. The improvement in his game year over year has been dramatic, going from solid complementary numbers at Bayern Munich to full-blown franchise guard production at Zalgiris. And Panathinaikos is betting that trajectory keeps climbing in a new environment with even more talent around him. Now here's the bigger picture, because this signing doesn't exist in a vacuum. Panathinaikos has completely reshaped its identity this summer. Head coach Ergin Ataman departed the club after 3 seasons, paving the way for the sensational return of Zeljko Obradović, arguably the most decorated coach in EuroLeague history, back at Panathinaikos after 14 years away. He's brought in Mike Baptiste as an assistant, and club legend Dimitris Diamantidis is also returning to the organization in a front office and managerial capacity. That coaching change triggered a wave of roster turnover, with Seti Osman, TJ Shorts, Vasilis Toliopoulos, Marius Grigonis, and Kenneth Farid all departing the club. In their place, Panathinaikos has gone on an absolute spending spree. It started with center Moustapha Fall arriving from Olympiacos as the club's first official signing of the summer. Then came French forward Guerschon Yabusele, returning to Europe after 2 seasons in the NBA with the Philadelphia 76ers, New York Knicks, and Chicago Bulls, signing a 3-year deal worth around €4 million a season, a real homecoming for a player who was already one of the EuroLeague's most dominant forwards during his Real Madrid days. Next was Isaac Bonga, considered one of the best defenders in the entire EuroLeague, arriving from bitter rival territory at Partizan Bet Belgrade on a 3-year deal worth €6.5 million. With Panathinaikos even agreeing to cover the €700,000 release fee his departure cost him. Then it was Senegalese shooting guard Brancou Badio, signed away from Valencia Basket after helping that club win both the Spanish League and Spanish Super Cup titles over his 2 seasons there. And now, completing this remarkable haul, Francisco arrives to finally solidify the backcourt. The result is a genuinely stacked roster. Francisco will share the locker room with fellow Frenchman Yabusele and center Matthias Lesort, giving Panathinaikos a real French core as it chases an 8th EuroLeague championship. He also joins a backcourt that already features veteran floor general Kostas Sloukas and Kendrick Nunn, last season's reigning EuroLeague scoring leader at over 18 points a game, giving Obradović multiple ways to attack any matchup. Add in Juancho Hernangomez, who has reportedly committed to staying with the club all the way through 2030, despite the influx of new talent, along with Nigel Hayes-Davis, who actually joined the club earlier this year back in February, and you have a roster that looks genuinely built to compete on every front. Remember, this is a team that finished 7th in the regular season standings a year ago before pushing Valencia Basket to 5 games in the playoff quarterfinals. This offseason is a clear declaration that Panathinaikos has no intention of settling for another quarterfinal exit. So there it is. What started as a shock announcement from ASVEL just weeks ago has turned into arguably the single biggest name added to one of the most aggressive rosters in Europe this summer. Francisco gets to play for a EuroLeague giant, reunite with national teammates, and operate under one of the greatest coaches the sport has ever seen, all while Panathinaikos completes a backcourt that now looks every bit as dangerous as its revamped frontcourt. What do you think about this signing, and about everything Panathinaikos has done this summer? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Hoops of Europe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a breakdown. See you in the next one.